Hi there and welcome to this review of the One Way UK Daily Devotionals. We'll be covering the week 17th to the 21st of October and also looking forward to the week 24th to the 28th of October, and we're going to be covering John chapter 11 verses 1 through to 36. This is a new chapter of John that we're entering into, and on Monday we saw that it was about the story of Lazarus. Well, I called it the story of Lazarus, and I think I got it wrong, to be quite honest, because we shouldn't be calling it a story, because if I say the story of Lazarus as I did, then it's almost as if it doesn't have to be real. But we have true stories and we have fictional stories. But more accurately, this was the event of Lazarus. And so let's continue to see what happened on the Tuesday. Jesus waited before visiting Lazarus. And that fact alone teaches us that our faith must rest on the understanding that God hears our prayers and that they'll be answered at the right time, because He knows our future as well as our past. And yet I think you'll agree that one of the most frustrating things can be waiting for that answer from God. Well, He works to a different time plan from us. He knows the beginning from the end. And I have to say that he's never too late, regardless of what circumstances appear like. On Wednesday, we saw that Jesus walks in the light. And he made the comment, if one walks in the night, he stumbles because the light is not in him. And it's interesting to see how the message describes the teaching that Jesus gave in Luke 11 on the light and how it all works out in our body. The message puts it like this: your eye is a lamp lighting up your whole body. If you live wide-eyed in wonder and belief, your body fills up with light. If you live squinty-eyed in greed and distrust, your body is a dank cellar. Well, that's an interesting way of looking at it, isn't it? So let's move on. And we discovered that on Thursday that Jesus' disciples said to him, Lord, if he sleeps, that is Lazarus, because Jesus has said our friend Lazarus sleeps, but I go that I may wake him up. And his disciples said, well, Lord, if he sleeps, he'll get well. And they didn't understand that Jesus spoke about his death. In fact, they didn't really listen to Jesus, but jumped in with an assumption. Now, we can say, well, that's a bit harsh, because after all, if Jesus was saying, our friend Lazarus sleeps and I go to wake him up, then is it an unreasonable assumption that Lazarus was really sleeping, and that sleeping he will get better? But the lesson is we need to listen to what is said to us without jumping to assumptions, jumping to conclusions. And this is a theme that flows through as a little subtext in the story of Lazarus, or as I should say, the event of Lazarus. Going through to Friday, Jesus was talking about going to see Lazarus, and also it would be a dangerous journey for Jesus to take because of the people who intended him harm. And Thomas, called the twin, said to his fellow disciples, "Let us also go, that we may die with him." Now, it's not an outstandingly encouraging thing to say to people. And Proverbs 17:28 has a good word to say about situations like this, because sometimes it is really good to remain silent. And I guess that the moment in which Thomas spoke was just one of those moments which was a really good one to keep silent. The Message Bible expresses Proverbs 17:28 like this: "Even dunces who keep quiet are thought to be wise. As long as they keep their mouths shut, they're smart." Well, it's good advice, which is worth repeating. The trouble with comments like the one that Thomas made is that rather than building faith, they can bring people into fear, which is potentially destructive. Looking forward, we begin next week with a big question. How do we handle bereavement? How did Lazarus' local synagogue cope with his bereavement? And of all the rites of passage we experience in life, death is the one for which we can seem least prepared. And having a plan for bereavement within our fellowship groups has to be regarded as compassion in action. Tuesday, we get to answer the question, what can Jesus do? Which takes us through to Wednesday, and the understanding that what we believe about Jesus shapes our lives, and how it can do that we will discover on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to discover how false assumptions will mislead us. Yes, this is that thread again. Do you remember we had it this sort of last week of where we can jump in to a conversation or jump into action that's going on and make false assumptions, come to conclusions that are in fact wrong and not right. So it's good to discover how false assumptions will mislead us, because that will help us restrain ourselves from making them. Well, that's the theory anyway. Reaching Friday, we uncover the difference between Bible facts and Bible teaching. And we really mustn't miss this, because it's a difference which, if we confuse the two, it can lead us to be sidetracked into unprofitable areas. Well, there we are. That's the past week, the future week, and I hope you're going to have a great weekend. I will, because I shall be at the European Puppet Ministry Festival. So I look forward to seeing you there if you're going. And well, I look forward to being with you, not next week, but the week after.